Hello student, this is your 19th lecture of electrical machine 2. Okay. Today we are starting our new chapter, unit number 3, synchronous machine. In previous lecture we completed the single phase induction motor, all type of single phase induction motor, reluctance motor and simple repulsion motor. Okay, so now we have start our new chapter which is synchronous machine. Okay, so this is the second most important chapter of your subject. First important chapter is a three-phase induction motor. Okay, so which covers the major portion. 40% portion is come from the three-phase induction motor. Then we have a second most important chapter which is a synchronous machine. Okay, so after that, synchronous machine contains two parts. Okay, so how this synchronous machine is constructed and why it is different from the three-phase induction motor. Okay, so in first of all, we study for the synchronous generator, purely on synchronous generator. So synchronous machine contains two parts. One is a synchronous generator and another one is a synchronous motor. So in third chapter, we studied about the synchronous generator, and in fourth chapter, we studied about the synchronous motor. Okay. So in synchronous generator, a DC current is applied to the rotor winding, produces a rotor magnetic field. Okay, so this is the one of the main difference between the synchronous generator and a three-phase induction motor or three-phase induction generator. Okay, so here we want or we need DC current to excite the rotor winding. Okay, so by exciting this rotor winding, rotor produces a rotor magnetic flux. A rotor is then turned by external means, producing a rotating magnetic field, which induces a three-phase voltage within the stator winding. Okay, so here difference is that uh, synchronous generator is also not a self-start machine. Okay, so we have to turn the rotor by using some external means. Okay, so now if we turn by any other external means and then we give the DC supply to the rotor. Okay, so this is your rotor, this is your rotor, and you excite this rotor by using the DC supply, and this outer periphery is our stator part. Okay, so in stator part we have a stator winding. Okay, so when we rotate this rotor by using external means which produce a rotating magnetic field which induces a three-phase voltage within the stator. Okay, within the stator winding. Field windings are windings producing a main magnetic field, which is a rotor winding, and armature winding are the windings which where the main voltage is introduced, which is the stator winding. Then construction of synchronous machine. So what is the main basic how basically the synchronous machine is formed or constructed? A rotor of synchronous machine is large electromagnet. The magnetic poles can be either salient, it means that it is sticking out of rotor surface, or non-salient type. Okay, so you can see this is the end view. Okay, this is the side view, and this is the salient pole motor. Okay, so this is how there are two type of rotor. One is a salient pole and another one is a non-salient pole. Okay, so non-salient pole rotor usually have a two or four poles. Okay, so this is a salient pole which has a more poles. You can clearly see here. This is the one pole. Okay, then this is the second pole. Okay, so there are a number of poles here, but in non-salient pole type machine we usually have a two or a four pole rotors. Okay, rotor are made and laminated to reduce the eddy current loss, such like the induction motor. Okay. Then common approach are used to supply the DC current to the field. Okay, so we have to supply DC current to the field, and a field winding or a rotor field winding is mounted on the rotor portion. Okay, so it is a rotating one, and our DC supply is a steady one. So we have to uh, we have to make a contact between the steady and rotating part. Okay, so what we use, supply the DC power from an external DC source to a router by means of slip rings and brushes. Okay, supply the DC power from a special DC power source mounted directly on the shaft of machine. So this is a two possible way how we can supply the DC power to the router. Okay, slip ring are made by using metal rings completely encircling this shaft and insulated from it. Okay, graphite like a carbon brushes are connected. Okay, so carbon brushes are used right on each slip ring by supplying DC voltage to the field winding. So this is the basic slip ring and brush arrangement for to supply the our road. Okay, then construction uh, on large generators and motor brushless exciter are used. Okay, because in case of large generator and motors, we have to face a sparking problem. Okay, because a machine, if machine is in smaller size, then sparking will also be in smaller rate. Okay, but if machine size is increased, then our sparking problem will be hazardous for us. Okay, so for that purpose, we use the brushless exciter. Okay, brushless exciter is a simple AC generator whose field circuit are mounted on the stator and the armature circuit are mounted on the rotor shaft. Okay, so this is one arrangement how we can supply the DC power to the big or large generator or motor. The exciter generator's three-phase output is rectified to DC by three-phase rectifier and fed into the main DC field circuit. So power is not from anywhere. Which generator is generated its own power. Okay, so this power, some portion of that power is rectified by using the three-phase rectifier and backfeed to the main DC field. Of course, at the time of starting, we have to give some DC power supply to the router to start the process of generating field. Okay, or generating or build up the voltage. So you will also study one theory how voltage buildup is done in a generator. Okay, so it is possible to adjust the field current on a main machine by controlling the small DC field current of exciter generator. Okay. So this is the arrangement how we can supply the DC power to the rotor. We have an exciter armature. Okay, so this is the exciter armature. We have a three-phase rectifier here. Okay, this is a three-phase rectifier which convert the main what it does, it converts the AC power into DC and supply it to the main field. Okay, so this is the exciter armature. Okay, so this is how we can convert the brushless, this is how we can make the brushless excitation. Okay, then we have a pilot exciter also, permanent magnets machines होते हैं जिसके अंदर हम permanent magnets को यूज करके हम excite करते हैं. Okay, so this is stator construction is similar for all. Okay, so we only have to worry about the how we can feed the DC power to the rotor. Okay, so this is one a real picture of rotor. Okay, so this is a non-salient pole rotor. Okay, and here a rotor of large synchronous machine with a brushless exciter mounted on the same shaft. Okay, so this is a brushless exciter mounted on the same shaft. And this is another one real picture for the salient pole machine with the exciter. So at the start you can see here one exciter which supplies the DC power. Okay, now some there are some mathematical calculation or there are some mathematical equation involved in the synchronous generator. Okay, so rotation speed of synchronous generator. By definition, synchronous generator produce electricity whose frequency is synchronized with the mechanical rotation speed. Okay, so and what is this frequency? Frequency Fe is equal to P upon 120 into Nm, or we can say that F is equal to Pn by 120. Okay, so this is the where Fe is the electrical frequency, Nm is the rotor speed of machine, and P is the number of poles. Okay, so if we change the poles, then our frequency will change. Okay, so frequency will change if we change the speed, as well as if we change the rotor speed, then also frequency will be changed. Okay, so if we want a constant frequency, then we have to maintain the pole and speed constant. Pole is constant when construction is done. Okay, when we done the construction, then poles will be fixed, but the speed is vary because if the load is increase on the generator, then what it does, it does the lower the speed. Okay, it does the generator to low fall the speed. Okay, so due to this falling of speed, our frequency will change. Okay, so we have to uh, we keep remember these things. If we want a constant frequency, then we have to maintain the constant speed as well. Okay, so steam turbine are most efficient when rotating at high speed. Okay, therefore to generate 60 hertz, they are usually rotating at 360 3600 rpm, 2 pole, and if we increase the pole, then our frequency will our speed will be down. Okay, so water turbine are most efficient when rotating at the normal speed, 200 to 300 rpm. Therefore they usually turn generators with a normal like Australian pole motor. Okay, so when we want a higher speed, then we go go with the Shalian type construction. Okay, and when we want a low speed, then we uh, go with the non-Shalian pole type. Okay, so this is the formula for voltages. Induced voltages in a three phase set of coils. Okay, so in three coils, each of NC turns placed around the rotor field, the induced EMF in each coil will have the same magnitude and phase difference by 120 degree. Okay, so because we place the all the winding apart from 120 degrees, so our voltage is also introduced uh, in phase difference of 120 degree. Okay, so if we calculate the value of EAA, and T is a time parameter, so we got this value NC 5 omega m cos omega t, cos omega m into t. Okay, so and all the other values are same, values are same. Okay, but its angle is changed. Okay, peak value is Emax is equal to nc phi into omega m, and if we want to convert in a frequency, hertz frequency, then 2 pi nc phi into f. Okay, so omega m is a angular frequency and f is a normal hertz frequency. If you want to calculate RMS value, then divide this peak value by under root 2 and we got this value. Okay, so this is for it for today. We studied up to the how what is the synchronous generate machines. In synchronous machine, we have a two-part synchronous generator, synchronous motor. In this chapter, we purely study a synchronous generator. Then we study what is the construction and what is the difference between the three-phase synchronous generator and three-phase synchron induction motor. So here our main task is to supply the DC current to the rotor, and then we see what is the value or what is the equation of frequency, then what is the equation for the speed, and what is the equation for the induced voltage in a three-phase set coils. Okay, so up to now, if you have any doubt, then you can comment in the comment box, and in next lecture we will see the internal generated voltage of synchronous generator, how voltage is generated in a synchronous generator. Okay, so thank you.